Welcome to my channel. I am preserving some chicken. I'm putting it in the freezer, getting them broken down from family packs and into the freezer, which is one of my favorite ways of saving money on my grocery bill. So welcome. Come on in. I will wait on people to join. If you are watching the replay, feel free to fast forward a little bit if you need to. Right now I'm putting the expiration date on there, and these are boneless, skinless chicken thighs. Hey, welcome to my channel. I am preserving some chicken while I chat with y'all. My daughter and my husband are at basketball. Hey, how's it going? Hey, welcome. And so I just wanted to chat a little bit because I was talking to my husband and he was like, you need to be sharing more all these little things you be doing around the house with other people because it will save them hundreds a month on just things that I just do automatically that I think everybody know to do. And so I wanted to share about this app called Flashfood. Put a 1 in the comment section or in the chat if you've heard of that before. Flashfood is an app. And basically, depending on where you are and which stores have signed up, you can save money by getting food items. And even I've seen even diapers and paper towels and different things like that that is nearing its expiration date, or it's been on the shelves for a while, or if the company that the brand is like remodeling or repackaging their stuff and they kind of want to get it off the shelves at the store, they'll put it on this app called Flashfood, and you can basically go on the app, you can check it as often as you want, and you get like the food like 50 to 75% off. So for example, this chicken has an expiration date of today, sell by today. And it's chicken thighs, boneless, skinless, all natural, and it's from Meyer, right? So over here it's $13. Originally it's $13 for this family pack. I got this for $6. So, but the thing is, you gotta buy it, you gotta pick it up today, and then obviously you either gotta cook it, you know, if you go by the sell by date, which I do, you gotta either cook or freeze by the sell by date. And so, you know, you're able to get tons of different food. And so not only do I do that on my other Your Pretty Pennies channel, I also share about how I would go to the area where the meat is marked down at local stores, and because it's nearing the expiration date, and I would just process it at home, put it in the freezer, break it up, put it in the freezer, and get it ready for when I'm ready to cook it how my family wants it to be cooked. And I mean, it saves me literally 50 to 75% off meat. Like, I don't pay the inflated prices of meat, you know. Is that one word, Flashfood? Exactly. That's exactly how you spell it, Flashfood. And so in my area here in Michigan, in my area, the only two stores, the store chains that have signed up is Meyer and Family Fare. But in other areas, you can see that there's other stores that are participating, and then more stores are being added all the time. So I think it's an awesome idea. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm putting the expiration date and boneless, skinless chicken thighs in here, so I will know what I'm actually freezing. I do have some drumsticks and some regular thighs in the refrigerator that has an expiration date that's further away, but I do want to get that bagged up and frozen today. And if I have enough time, I do want to show you my freezer on how I keep everything organized in my freezer. And I already know, just by putting the expiration date in my mind, I'm like, okay, the oldest expiration date is the meat that I cook with each week. So I don't need to put like, oh, when I desire to use it up or whatever, but yeah. So chicken thighs. So I think I'm gonna do like 4 bags and see how many I need. because I may be able to do like two flat rows, one on top of each other. And then I'm gonna show you how, look, I can't write and talk at the same time. All right, I'm just gonna do 4 bags for right now. I'll do some more in a minute when I need to. And so I do not wash my chicken when I'm freezing it. I wash my chicken when I thaw it and about to get ready to cook it. To me, it cuts down on the possibility of freezer burn or anything like that. So I've already washed my hands, and I use either the Press and Seal Glad or Glad Clink and Seal, whichever one's cheaper at the store. I don't have a preference for either. But what I like to do is I like to break up my chicken into what typically I will eat for a meal or feed my family. And so typically, I have a blended family. And so for sometimes it's 3 of us eating, sometimes it's 5 of us eating. And so I like to break down chicken into, okay, if my husband's gonna get 2, I'll get 1, my daughter get 1, so I only put 4 in one time, or I might put 6 if I want leftovers, and like, you know, just different things like that. So I like to use a different number, but I like to seal them all together. That's a cool app, definitely helpful. You're welcome. Yeah, I love sharing apps that will really help people save money, especially on food. And so what I like to do is I like to just pre-peel these and set them out. I have the whole island cleared off, and the only thing up here is the chicken and the items that I'm using. Oh, that's empty now. Maybe use that just in case I need a little bit of extra. So, and I think I'm gonna start doing these Sunday vlogs pretty often. Yes, last week Sunday I was in my garden. I was like preparing outside the raised beds that I have for growing food in the spring. And today I'm inside because it is snowy outside. And so I'm like, yeah, your girl ain't gonna be out there right now. She is not gonna be out there. So I'm like, let me get this done while I'm in here. And I like to do this because I don't like touching the chicken and then touching other things. Well, I use tongs for the chicken, but I don't like touching things and cross-contaminating. So I am just real particular about, you know, do the thing first, touch these type of things, touch the bags first, so then you're not going back into the box, touching it and crossing contaminating, because you never know. So that's why I do this first. And I think I'm about to turn on my light. What are y'all up to this Sunday? Let me know in the comment section what y'all up to this Sunday. Put some light on the situation. I'm gonna get a knife to open up the package. And then also, I usually use this once it's open. All right, so I pop this on here to catch any juices. Making dinner early, roti and curry chicken relaxing. Ooh, that sounds good. That is one thing I want to get into is, let me put that knife down first of all, is getting into different sauces and seasonings above and beyond what I'm used to doing and what I'm used to cooking with, and curry is on my list. And usually whenever I eat curry or jerk chicken or anything like that, I'm always buying it from my Jamaican spot or my Haitian spot, never making it on my own. And I'm like, I really want to learn how to make that. And so, yep, I just get my tongs and I place it, can you see? Let's see. I place it right in the center of the saran wrap or the press and seal wrap. and I just kind of bunch them up together. For this one, I'm probably gonna do 4. All right. And then I wrap it up. I'm gonna set that back. So I've only touched the outside of the wrap. And so I wrap it up like this. So that's 4 of them. And then I'm gonna put them in the Ziploc bag. So it's like double protection. So I wrap it in some type of plastic, and then I put it inside a gallon freezer bag, a gallon freezer Ziploc bag. I do not use off-brand Ziploc bags. I just feel like they work the best. The Ziploc brand, they really got it down pat. And yeah, so this is a big mamma jamma, this one. And so yeah, I just do this. Usually I'm watching something. I like how you use the tongs. I wash my hands. Yeah, usually I'll use gloves, or if I have to use my hands. The only thing about using my hands is I'm concerned about cross-contamination. And so, like you said, I will be washing my hands every 5 seconds till the cows come home. So I'm like, I might as well do this, and that way I can disinfect everything all at the same time. I grow winter savory, and it's perennial zone 6A, really tasty herb. I need to know about that one because I am in 5B/6A. That's what I put because literally Grand Rapids here in Michigan is right on that line where half of the city is 5B and half of the city is 6A. And even if you look at the USDA zone map, if you look across, like across the street from my house is considered 5B, but mine would be like 6A on this side of the street. So I don't really know. So I just say 5B, 6A. And again, it's gonna be nice and flat in the freezer. So that's why I like to lay them flat when I'm putting them in the plastic. You lay them 1, 2, 3, 4, like right next to each other, not on top of each other, because you want it to be nice and flat. Yeah, it's interesting. Again, this is my first year growing, so I'm pretty excited about getting out there. And another thing I've noticed that even though, you know, people can be in the same grow zone. Hey, Deborah, thank you for coming in. I was just talking about how I am preserving food, how I preserve meat more specifically. Specifically, I use this app called Flashfood. And I bought, for example, this morning, this popped up on the Flashfood app. And it was, the one I'm working on now is $13. This is $12.80 for boneless, skinless chicken thighs, right? I paid $6 and some change for these. This one I think I paid even less. I paid 5 something because I use the Flashfood app. The only caveat is they have a very close expiration date. So either you gotta cook them very quickly or you can preserve them very quickly. And what I do is I buy food, whether it's this on a Flashfood app, Flashfood, whether I use the Flashfood app or if I go into the grocery store and go and look for manager specials or meat markdown, I buy it and I freeze it the same day or the day after. I always freeze it either the day or right before the expiration date because I do not want it to expire and go bad and me spend that money. And usually I say 50 to 75% off meat doing it this way. So I've already did this one. And so I'm keeping my tongs and everything else on this tray. And the only thing that I touch, and I have like the handle hanging off just so it doesn't get contaminated. I'm gonna set this right on top of the other one that I've already used. Again, just keeping everything clean, keeping everything neat. Some people like to clean and just drip dry their chicken or whatever that they're preserving beforehand. I like to do that right before I'm cooking dinner because I feel like you're at more risk of getting freezer burn if you overly saturate your chicken. And so I like to just take it straight from the container into some saran wrap and then freeze it. And when I'm ready to cook, I thaw it, I wash it up real good, and cook it. For those who just came on, what are you up to this Sunday? What are you up to this Sunday? So I've decided that I'm doing them in 4s, and that's pretty good, unless they're small. Some of these pieces are small, and so I've been doing like 5. I just want to show you how so I just fold it over one side, fold it over another side. Now it's fully protected, and then I tuck one side under, and it's not dripping. You know, this is not dripping at all. This is, they're still moist in here, but they're not wet. And so that's why I don't wash them beforehand. And then that way they are nice and flat. They are side by side. They slide right into this package so easy. And that way, you know, we'll seal this up, have it in the freezer. It'll lay flat so you can get a ton and stack them high. But then also, when I'm ready to cook, these won't stick together. All I gotta do is take out a pack of 4, cook it. If more of my family is here, take out 2 packs, cook it, whatever the case is. And it goes by so fast. The reason why it's not is because I'm sitting here talking to y'all. But, yep. That is how I do that. Makes sense because chicken absorbs water. Exactly. And again, you don't want freezer burn. That's why you want to double wrap them, because even if you're saving 50 to 75% off your food, you still don't want to lose your food, because that's still money that you spent, right? So you still want to be mindful of that, and to just take precaution on making sure that you have done all your due diligence. And if you're like me, once you see my freezer and you like to keep your meat pretty stocked, you want to be able to keep it in there and frozen for as long as you need to, for, you know, a few months, up to 6-7 months. I still got chicken in there from that I processed over the summer, and no freezer burn in sight. And whenever I cook it, it is fresh. It just tastes so fresh. Now, some people do get a vacuum sealer and do all of that. I personally don't have a vacuum sealer. I mean, if I find one, I'll buy one, but I personally don't have one. I like to use the Glad method and Ziploc bag method. And then when you wash, you can rewash them, you know, wash them thoroughly, what am I trying to say? Disinfect them. There we go. Disinfect them, and you can reuse these bags if you want. I don't. When it comes to chicken and other meat, I do not reuse my Ziploc bags. But if I'm freezing like vegetables and stuff like that, I'll absolutely reuse it. But yeah, doing it this way, there is no freezer burn in sight. No freezer burn in sight, I'm telling you. And remember, I have not used my hands to touch the chicken at all. I use tongs, and I keep the tray. When I keep the tray, I keep it on the baking sheet, and I just grab it with the tongs. It's not watery, it's not splashing anything, and I just put it right on the pre-cut plastic that I grabbed, the saran wrap that I grabbed, and I just do that. All right, let me see what she just said again. When I start vacuum sealing, I think I'll stick to non-meat items to avoid any funk until I learn more, at least. But I definitely try your method. Yeah, there's no funk here. Like, the chicken doesn't smell bad because the chicken is good, obviously. And when you put it in the freezer, it freezes it in place, so it holds on to the expiration date. Basically, you're stopping the clock on the meat. And so if you smell any funk, don't use that meat. Meat should not smell funky. That is a public service announcement. If the meat smells funky, whether it's in your freezer, whether you just open the pack, I don't know, it should not smell funky at all. Do not use that meat if it does. And ask for a refund because they done sold you some bad meat. I'm gonna peel some more. I'm gonna count. So if I do 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So about 6 more pieces. Actually, before it gets too late, I'm about to wash my hands really quick. And I'm about to show y'all how it looks like in my freezer. Usually I use a rag to dry my hands off, but after I'm touching poultry or meat, I always like to use a paper towel, just in case. All right, so let's say if I was done and I am ready to put this chicken in the freezer. I have an outside freezer in my garage. So I'll go out there. Dee, 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 dee. More chicken, more chicken. And let's hope some chicken will fit in here because I didn't even look before I purchased these, but your girl gonna make sure she stock up on some chicken, period. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna turn the camera around. And then I'm gonna set it up to where you can see it. So this is my, let's put it down a little bit more. So this is my listen, I'm trying to be live and doing all this camera work. So this is my freezer. And I'm just gonna give you a scan. This is how I have it organized. Sorry. So I have veggies at the top. I have dairy, which is like cheese and yogurt for the kids. Got all beef hot dogs here. Got chicken there, fish, turkey, beef and beef. This is fruits that are for that I processed that I did get from Flashfood. They do have these boxes that are these size full of produce for $5. And so what I did is I processed them and got them ready for us to have smoothies. And again, I put them in those Ziploc bags. I reuse those Ziploc bags over and over again. And here, my kids and my husband love burgers and hot dogs, so I keep an unlimited supply. Okay, and so what I do is I grab the box. Let me set you down now. I grab the box. This is a piece of chicken, some chicken that I did already. See what I'm saying? So I just stack them. Either I can stack them like this. Well, actually, let me turn the camera around because I can't see myself. So either I will stack them up like this, or if I need to, I can stack them like that. But they just go straight in here. I'll just put them in the back. They stand straight up. I still got more room to put the other ones. And then I just put them right back in the freezer. And I do it like that. And so for the fish, these are the fish that I usually get, but For turkey, I have a ton of ground turkey that I got for $1 a pound. And so that's in there. I processed some beef chuck, shoulder, boneless that I got for 75% off one time. New York strip steak. See, that's 9/9/2022. And so if I thaw this, let it sit, cook it up, it tastes so fresh. It tastes absolutely fresh. And again, there's no smell in here. There's no funk. There's no issues. First in, first out. I create a meal plan based on the meat that I've already bought. I don't create a meal plan based on what the store has or anything like that. I do it based on what I already have and what needs to be eaten up the fastest. So yeah, that's how I do that. Oh, child. It's cold out there. This is on my to-do list to go through and organize my freezer and move the old stuff up. That's the name of the game, is to have a system to where you can put the newest stuff in the back, and then whenever you go to get your meals to like start meal planning, you just grab from the front. Thanks for sharing. My pleasure. And you could just grab from the front and just create a meal plan and be like, all right, I got chicken breast that I need to eat up. I have a steak I need to eat up, or I have some hot dogs I need to eat up, or I have some burger meat or some ground beef, you know, all that. Hey, Tori, how are you? That is the easy way to do it without wasting, without things going bad, anything like that. I have a chest freezer, have tomatoes from the summer I need to use. So, LP, how much, so that, as you can see, that freezer is not the biggest, right? And it's already packed with, like, you know, just our day-to-day stuff of meat and stuff. And so now that I'm gardening, I'm sitting here like, how am I gonna get any harvest that I want to start preserving over the winter? Like, well, how am I gonna do that? So I'm like, am I gonna need another chest? Like, I don't know. Hey, Queen. Hey, Queen Whitney. We over here talking about preserving chicken and how I do that and how I get chicken for hundreds of dollars a month cheaper. So, you know, to cut that grocery bill down. And so now we're about to get back to preserving some more meat. Nice place. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we've been in here for about 3 years. And then story time. This is my little pile of trash right here. Story time while I do this. I did not know. Y'all gonna laugh at me. I did not know that if you leave the water hose hooked up to your outside faucet, that it can freeze over winter and burst your pipe. And that's exactly what happened. And I've had it plugged in for years. I never unplugged it in the back. And so a couple of days ago, I went to go turn the water hose on in the back, and I'm just like, dang, that's crazy. Like, the water pressure is weird. Like, oh, maybe because, you know, the water is just starting to wake up. I don't know. I haven't used it all winter. And I'm in Michigan, by the way. We get cold. The pipe burst. The pipe burst. And so all of a sudden I'm outside watering something and putting water in something, and my husband calls me on the phone and said, turn the water off. It's flooding in here. And I'm like, what you talking about? And so I come in the house, I go downstairs, literally in 3 minutes. Like, I swear I did not have that faucet on, that spout on for more than 3-4 minutes. It flooded half of our family room and my son's bedroom. It started leaking from, because the pipe is on the wall that's half of the family room and half into my son's room. And so it leaked again all through the floor, all through the wall, into the family room and into my son's bedroom. So we have been salvaging things, moving things. It's just been crazy. Dehumidifiers. We had to get a carpet, like the carpet blowers. And then tomorrow we have a cleaning company coming to clean the carpets because our carpets are new. Again, this is a new build. We just moved in. We moved in January 1 of 2020. It was done being built December of 2019. So like, it's new everything. And so the drying out went really well. They had to cut holes into our drywall to dry out the wall, which dried out really well over the last couple of days, especially with the dehumidifier going. The carpet pad dried out really well. We just have a cleaning company coming in tomorrow to clean the carpets, and they do some type of treatment to make sure that nothing grows, no mold, no anything grows. And then they'll re-stretch the carpet out into like back to the wall to where it'll lay flat again, and we salvage the carpet. And then we're still keeping the holes in the drywall for a bit to make sure it dries out thoroughly and completely. Gonna get some new insulation in those areas. Got to get a new pipe, obviously, for the outside spout. And then we're gonna get that patch back up like in April. It's been crazy. So it was my fault. And here's the kicker. And yes, you might want to consider another freezer for your produce if you plan for. That's what I was gonna say, LP. I was waiting on you to say that. I'm thinking about just getting another small. It could be a chest freezer, because I really do like chest freezers. To me, chest freezers hold more than upright, but you can organize better in an upright. That's the only thing. So I'm like, I might get a chest, like a small chest freezer, and put out there for produce, for harvest of produce. And then have the other one just for meat. And then, because in here, there's like right here, there's a standard refrigerator and freezer. But in here, I like to put the kids' snacks. So I have a 13-year-old, a 12-year-old, and an 11-year-old. And so, they like to come home. They like to eat their snacks, their pizza rolls, they this, they that. And so I like to keep a ton of food in here that's like easy for them to either make lunch on the weekends or to make a lunch or make something to eat after school that's substantial until dinner time. Popsicles, their breakfast stuff. Like I'll pre-make their pancakes with sea moss in it and just different things like that. I like to keep in here so they're not running in and out of that freezer. Because we already know if a child go in and out that freezer, they likely to leave it open and things start thawing out, and we ain't doing that here. So they don't touch that freezer. It's like anything y'all need is in this freezer. Y'all don't need nothing out that freezer. So yeah, that's been the shenanigans the last couple of days with my husband and I trying to get that leak situated, and thank the Lord we did, and it was a fairly decent cleanup. All right, this is my second bag. Looks like I only need one more bag for this. I'll probably do I'll do 3 more for this one. Again, I'm using tongs, keeping it sterile. In the nursing field, when I was a nurse tech, because I thought I was gonna go to med school when I was an undergrad, and so I worked as a nurse tech. And so what we call it there is keeping a sterile field is basically how you say it. So if any of my nurses or anybody else in nursing that knows that, you already know how to get real good at not contaminating stuff that you don't want contaminated. And so yeah, I am forever going to remember how to do that. LP, when you're preserving your your harvest, your vegetables and fruit, do you use Ziploc bags, or do you feel like you have to use something else, like something a little bit more substantial? Do you mind sharing with me how you preserve your stuff in your chest freezer? Because I'm the Ziploc bag queen, especially if I can reuse them for the fruits and veggies. So I'm like, give me all the tips, especially if I can reuse my bags. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna do 4, 4, 4. Yeah, I'm gonna do 4 in each for these ones. And if y'all anything like me and y'all use y'all slow cooker a lot, this is even better. All you gotta do is unwrap it. Sometimes it will get sticky in the crevices of the chicken or the meat that you're trying to do. All you gotta do, like when it's frozen, because it'll all be frozen together, all you gotta do is run it under a little bit of water, a cool water, and it'll start to unpeel and it'll come off. Like the plastic will come off your chicken very easily. And if you are using a slow cooker, or going straight from freezing to putting it in your Instant Pot or slow cooker, girl, all you gotta do is just throw them seasonings on there on top and put it in there. You don't even gotta thaw your meat. You could just put it right on there. You could just rinse it off. Rinse it, rinse it, rinse it, wash it, wash it, wash it. Throw your meat in that crock pot. Put your seasonings right on top. And I like to put seasonings inside of my liquid right before I put the meat in, just so it's seasoned on the underside. But it'd be so tender and juicy anyway that, girl, I mean, them seasonings just soak right into the meat when you slow cook meat. And I wish this was the only meat that I had to do, but I actually have 2 family packs of legs and 2 family packs of regular thighs to do, because I bought those yesterday with the regular grocery haul. We definitely needed some legs and thighs, and so I bought that yesterday. I didn't know that this was going to pop up today, obviously, because when you use that app Flashfood, you don't know what's going to pop up when, and so you just kind of take advantage of it when you can. So I done doubled up on some chicken, but I was long chicken, so I am not tripping. I got a lot of beef, a lot of ground turkey, and we was running really low on chicken, so that's fine. I'm gonna move that. And then what I like to do is get a brown paper bag. I like to save these brown paper bags because these long chicken things go right in there very easily. And then use that as my trash. Just go ahead and get the rest of this meat out and get it done so I can chill for the rest of the day. Yeah, this meat, again, I didn't know if I was going to find any chicken on Manager Special. That's one thing about around here. I barely see chicken on sale or clearance or like on Manager Special for meat. I always see beef. We don't eat pork, but I always see beef and always am able to stock up on beef. And so I just automatically bought these yesterday with my order. And so I'm just like, oh, okay, we need some. It is what it is. And then I got a ton of thighs right after. I'm like, dang it. But these thighs have the chicken with the skin on them, and we like the skin on our thighs, so we not tripping. I'm gonna put these right in my bag. I do not reuse the stuff from that either. Not too breaking. You feel relax. Now I gotta get a plastic bag. Thought I wasn't gonna have to use none of my plastic bags, but no, I'm gonna break. What are y'all up to this Sunday if you haven't answered? Let's see if we got some. Maybe put your referral code in the chat or description box, but I could download it. Oh, I didn't even know that they have a referral program. I'm gonna have to look into that. I thought the last time I looked at it, it didn't have one. I use Ziploc bag. I'm new to intentionally preserving food. As long as, for me, it becomes intentional because I reuse the Ziploc bag. So if you just label it like collards or okra or this or that, you know, you gonna use it up within that year or within that harvest season, and so then you can reuse it again. Yeah, the cleanup went well. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I found it in rewards. I think in the app. Okay, I'll make sure I throw the referral code in. These are definitely bone-in and non-skinless chicken thighs. So I'm just gonna have to just cross this out and just let it say chicken thighs. And the sell-by date on these are the 13th, which is one day over from the 12th. Okay. Yeah. When y'all get a moment, let me know where y'all are from in the chat. Like what state? I am in Michigan. It is still trying to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I probably need, no, because I can stack these because this one has the bottoms that open up. I'm just gonna do those those 3 right now and see if I need any more. We are in Michigan. It is trying to get back snowy. Even though as soon as it snows, it stops snowing. It melts literally 5 seconds later. I just don't even understand why it still snows here. It's like, it's so bipolar. It'll snow and then we'll get a 50-degree day. And then it'll snow and we'll get a 45 and 50 is warm here in Michigan during the winter, by the way. 50 is warm. You will see people outside with tank tops and flip-flops if it gets to 50 degrees around here in the wintertime. We don't play around. I'm not, let me clarify. I'm not going to be in no tank tops and flip-flops, but, you know, we get excited when it gets above freezing and the sun come out. We don't know how to act. We do not know how to act. All right, so so I'm going to finish processing this meat. I hope this was helpful. Remember to use my link in the description box. I'm going to put a link for Flashfood in the description box so you can download that, and I'm sure you'll probably get like some money off or something like that when you download it. And so thank you so much for hanging out with me on this Sunday. I will see you in my next live stream next Sunday, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.